and welcome to your Kidz Konnection orientation video. My name is Stephanie Schell, and on our team, I am mostly responsible for communication, for planning events, and for kids worship.
And I'm Maria Francina. On our team, I work with all the schedules for all of the rooms and the curriculum on a Sunday morning, all the lessons and all the supplies for Sunday morning.
And I'm Jill Starr. I work a lot behind the scenes with our administrative kind of tasks and our paperwork, and I also work a lot with our new families and welcoming them to Kidz Konnection.
In Kidz Konnection, we have two main goals. Our first goal, which seems pretty obvious, is that kids have a fun and safe environment to learn about God. But our second and equally important goal is to give parents the chance to go into worship so they can have their own personal spiritual growth, so they are ready to disciple their kids throughout the week. We find it's really important to keep both those things in our minds as we serve on a Sunday morning.
On Sunday morning, we love the curriculum that we are using. We've been using it for a long time. It is the orange curriculum, and we use it from toddlers all the way up to our fifth graders. They break it apart into two different groups. So there's a group of 0 to 5 years old, or right before entering kindergarten. All the lessons for those kids go back to three things: God made me, God loves me, and Jesus wants to be my friend forever. Then we take our school age kids and they break it apart into three things: wisdom, I need to make the wise choice; faith, I can trust God no matter what; and friendship, I should treat others the way I want to be treated. All of our lessons go back, and all of our Bible stories go back to one of those three things.
So we have a few safety procedures that both myself and Jill will go over. The first few are pretty obvious. We ask that you, on your Sunday that you serve, wear your fancy blue t-shirt. And we also ask that you check in at one of our check-in stations and wear a name tag. The reason we do this is for several reasons. Number one, the blue shirt helps us to be very visible to all of our kids, and especially new families as they come in. They know which adult in the area they should be going to for information and to check in with. It also helps people to learn our names, learn your kids' names. They all have on name tags. And it also, again, helps us when we're doing a quick scan through the room, helps us know, oh, that adult should be in there because they're not wearing a shirt and they're not wearing a tag. So those two things are very important, and we appreciate you for doing that. We also ask that when possible, one adult is never in the room alone with any of the children, but especially one children at a time. We know that that is often unavoidable for at least the first few minutes or last few minutes of class, but that's why we have windows in all of our rooms, a very open concept. But if you find this is happening consistently, that you're alone with a child or a group of children for a long period of time, you might want to check with us to see if we can get you some help. We also ask that you never go into a bathroom alone with a child, and when you do help a child, keep the door propped open. We also ask, for safety's sake, that only adults take children to the bathroom, help children in the bathroom, and change diapers. So our teen helpers should not be going into the bathroom with kids except to wash hands. But if there's potty things that need to be addressed, please try your best to have an adult do that. Kidz Konnection is closed from 10:15 to 10:30 every Sunday morning. This gives us a chance to clean things up, and it gives chance for our switchover of volunteers. We do have different toys in each service for our toddlers and our nursery kids. They're the ones that tend to put toys in their mouths or snot everywhere, whatever. It's disgusting, so we try to switch out toys for them. That's just to keep everything clean. We come through every morning and spray down with disinfectant some of our big items. If other things need to be wiped down, please do that. And if they have sippy cups, leave them on the counter in the toddler room or in their bins in the preschool room.
We also have some sort of safety regulations that we have to follow just because we do work a lot with children. The first piece of that is the paperwork that a lot of our adult volunteers had to fill out. You have already heard from me if you need to do that. I do just want to remind you that that paperwork needs to be renewed every 5 years. I really try to stay on top of contacting you before we need it, but you could hear from me partway through this year if your paperwork is up for renewal. Along with that, you are considered a mandated reporter in the state of Pennsylvania, which really means that you are required to report anything to the state that could be either a child is being neglected or abused in their home or by somebody else. And your responsibility in that is really just to pay attention to the kids. which is what you're doing anyway. And if you see anything that raises red flags for you, marks where they shouldn't be, stories that the kids are telling you, your job is to listen and observe them very carefully so you can remember all of the, like anything that you might see or anything the child has told you. And your other job is to just ask lots of questions. Questions like, what happened then? What did you do? Or I find tell me more is more of a statement that you can ask a lot to try to get a little bit more detail about something. Your job is not to ask leading questions unless you're like confirming, but not like, did your mom hit you? Where they need to say yes or no. We want to try to let them tell the story. And we're not actually repeating those things back unless we're confirming what they've already said. And then any way that you can pray with and comfort the child in that situation is helpful. And if you come across a situation where you're concerned that a child is being hurt and we need to report it, you need to tell one of the three of us immediately after volunteering. You will have to be the one to make the report if you are the one that has worked with the child, but we will work you through what that process actually looks like so you can feel comfortable doing what you need to do for that.
In every room, there are first aid kits. Every area, the K-4 area actually shares a first aid kit. But there's first aid kit, and they're behind a sign that says first aid kit here. So try to find those if you need to. If a child is injured in the line of duty, we have at every first aid section and at the counters at some of our rooms what is called the ouch report. The ouch report is just a simple little form to fill out. And then we ask that you have either a Kidz Check person or one of us to make a copy of it. And then when a parent comes to pick up the child, you give this ouch report to the parent so they know exactly what happened. And so if they get home and little Bobby has a big Band-Aid and a cut on his leg, they know exactly what went down, and that just helps them feel better about leaving their kids with us. It helps our safety. Also, we do have a list at every classroom and at our check-in stations of reasons we would not want a kid to join us. Signs of illness, things like fever, untreated fever, goopy eyes, lice. There's all kinds of things. Please do not feel like you have to let a child in who has obvious symptoms of illness. And if you do not feel comfortable asking someone to not stay, you can call. One of us is almost always in the hallway, and you can yell for one of us, and we'll back you up on that. That is not because we don't want kids to be with us. It's because we want to keep all of our kids and our volunteers as healthy as possible. So please feel free to speak up about that. We know it's hard. There are telephones, old school landlines at every room. We know almost everybody who serves has a cell phone or some way to contact people, but in an emergency, you can also use our landline. We will also have posted in every room fire exits, evacuation plans, and shelter-in-place plans, so you know what to do in an emergency. We thankfully have never had to deal with anything like that, but we always want to be prepared. We know it's important.
So you can always ask for help from one of the three of us. And as Stephanie said, you can almost always find one of us, but we do also try on Sunday mornings to get into the service. And so the Kidz Check team is your other really valuable support for getting extra help on a Sunday morning. So there should always be a Kidz Check person in the hallway for the entire service. They are sometimes at the welcome desk. They're sometimes pushing a stroller up and down the hallway for us with a kid that just needs to take a walk. But look around for the Kidz Check worker in the blue shirt in the hallway. They welcome families and help them check in. They monitor the hallway to watch who's coming back into Kidz Konnection during the service. You can get their help when you need help with crying children. They may come and help you, or they may call us to help you, but they are your best contact for getting extra help in your classroom. And they can also help you sign in if you're having trouble signing in yourself into check-ins to get yourself a name tag printed. All kids who are here for the first time should have name tags that look a little bit different from the other kids. A lot of those will be handwritten name tags that they got from our Kidz Check workers. So we're working on moving that into our computer system, so it might also be a computer printed name tag that looks a little bit different from some of our other ones for those kids. But watch out for those name tags so you know who are new kids that you're going to need to kind of help transition into the room and let them know how your routines and things work in the classroom.
So we are so excited that you've signed up to serve, and we've worked really hard at finding the perfect spot for you in our schedule. Everybody the week before they are scheduled to serve should be getting an email reminder from one of the area coordinators. In that email reminder, there should be a digital copy of the schedule. You can also get a paper copy of the schedule, and there's also a schedule posted above or around the telephones in each of the rooms, so you're able to see. So you would be on the schedule. Don't forget to look at that 5th Sunday. Those are sneaky little Sundays that pop up 4 times a year. And we have asked that everybody on the schedule take one of those Sundays. So if you are the 1st Sunday of the month, you would take the first 4th Sunday of our school year. I think this year it might be October, but I'm not positive about that. So don't forget to take a look at that and put that in your phone as a 5th Sunday reminder. We know that things come up, and you might have a wedding some Sunday that you are scheduled to serve, or something else that might pop up, a tournament or things. That's where that schedule comes in handy. You can look at all the different people that are scheduled to serve in your area. It has their phone numbers and emails, and feel free to switch with them, or take their spot, or they take your spot, whatever. Whatever arrangement you have made, that's awesome, and we love that you've done that. And we just ask that you let your coordinator, which is at the bottom of the schedule, know what the changes is, so we know who to expect on a Sunday morning. We also know that there are things that happen on a Sunday morning that were unexpected and might make it not able for you to serve. You wake up sick, one of your kids wakes up sick. That is when you contact that coordinator at the bottom of the schedule and say, I intended to come, but now I'm not able to, and they will be happy to fill in or figure something out. We ask that you don't use that coordinator for things that are planned ahead of time. We ask that you try and make your own arrangements with that. We also want to really stress that we are here to help you and make your Sunday successful and make the kids' Sunday successful. So if you are in your area and you are finding that one child is a huge distraction and not allowing you to be with the other kids, that you just come and grab us or a Kidz Check person, and we will be happy to take those kids out and give them a little break, see what they need to be successful back in your room. Don't feel that it's a failure on your part. We all know how some mornings go, and we are more than happy to be there and help you with that. One other thing, Jill works really hard all week long at sending birthday cards to all of the kids in our program. They get a little postcard sometime around their birthday. They might be bringing those birthday postcards in, and we have little treasure chests in some of the younger rooms, or we have a birthday cart in the K-5 room that they are able to pick a prize from there because of their birthday. So don't forget about that. We also have a supply closet that is at the end of our Kidz Konnection hallway. That is our Kidz Konnection supply closet. It has extra paper towels and tissues. It also has water bottles and granola bars if you come in and you've forgotten your drink or you didn't have time for breakfast, which is almost every Sunday morning for us. Feel free to help yourself to anything in that closet. That is for us to use for Sunday morning. I think that
Was that everybody?
yeah. Oh, yes.
Do you want to do that?
One more safety item, sorry.
It's really important.
It is very important. In every room at dismissal, well, we'll back up a few minutes. We always try, our Kidz Check hosts always try to come around and let everybody know when the last song is. So that gives you time to gather the kids together and get them ready to go home to their parents. We ask at dismissal that you do check everybody's tag when they come to the counter or the door to pick up your kids. And make sure that you are dismissing the child to the parent that has their pickup tag. We try that really hard to keep safety. We don't know what events are going on in families' lives that maybe they don't feel comfortable with a specific person picking up. So that's why we are very specific with if they have the pickup ticket, then they are allowed to take their child. We also try pretty hard to not dismiss kids to other siblings unless they have that pickup ticket. If they have that pickup ticket, we know that the parents feel comfortable with an older sibling picking up their child. If they don't, we ask that you not dismiss them.
We appreciate you so very much. We know that you are really the most important part of Kidz Konnection, our volunteer team. We certainly could not do it all without you. And we know that the parents who drop their kids off here every Sunday morning do so because they feel comfortable knowing their kids are being well looked after and loved. So thank you so much, and we can't wait to serve with you this year. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.